Right then, it looks like we are live. So hi everyone, I can see a few names in the chat. I'll just go into here. Hopefully it won't be laggy today, fingers crossed. I am getting my new computer. It is coming, but apparently it takes like 1 to 2 weeks to come, because it's off this site and they end up like, I don't know whether they build it themselves or something. Anyway, something, it's very complex or something like that, I've been told, and it takes longer to arrive. So yeah, that'll be coming, I hope, hopefully not this week, but maybe next, not this week, maybe not next week, but the week after definitely. So fingers crossed on that. I'm just hoping that you know, it can come fairly quickly, because I'm so excited now, you know, now I've ordered it. So once I've got that, it'll be really cool, because I'm thinking of doing some more live streams on my computer. I'm thinking of doing some more maybe sales update live streams, things like that. So yeah, hi everyone, people are jumping in left, right and centre now. Hi Chrissy, Tap Peddler, hi there. Andy Robinson, M Parker, oh, we've got Dr. Doodle Doo, Ads Robin, oh, what's this? Ads Robinson of all people talking about staying focused. That almost seems like an invitation to distract him. Challenge accepted. You can have a go, you can try and distract me. It's not really, I just mean in the set, well, anyway, I'll talk about the topic in a minute and what I actually mean, but yeah. I'll just quickly say another few hellos and then we'll get into it. Who's that there? Peter says, don't forget Nick has Ben Fitzpatrick on his channel tonight at 6 PM. Oh, that's cool. Hopefully they'll talk about how Ben's getting on, you know, doing this part-time thing, you know, because he's been doing this for a while now, hasn't he, where he's been doing part-time work and then part-time reselling. So hopefully they'll touch on that a little bit, because that'd be pretty cool to see how he's getting on with that. So yeah, that'd be cool. So yeah, check out Nick's channel at 6 PM, but I'm sure everyone who subscribes to me is subscribed to Nick anyway, so that should be cool. Right, let's just go up slightly. Daniel's in the chat, hi there. Jason's in the chat, I don't know whether I've shouted out Jason, and Sib K popped in and put, hello, I saw this before actually, hello gorgeous, and then he put, sorry, wrong window. Oh, that's the worst thing in the world, that is. That's just a cheap joke, that is. Right, oh my god, we've got loads of people jumping in. We've got the UK reseller, which is Scott. Hi Ad, how are you matey? I'm okay, how are you? We've got Southwest Stars in there, hi Gary. We've got Adam Kelsey, hi Adam. So yeah, plenty of people in. If you have any questions, you know, do drop them. I was going to say drop them in the comments, but drop them in the chat. As you are well aware, I've been doing a lot more content recently. I've got more videos to come. They're all scheduled, lined up for the next few days, so got plenty of videos to come. I'm trying to get into some sort of routine with my videos, although I don't want to get into so much of a routine that they're not spontaneous anymore, if you know what I mean. So what I've decided to do is every video other than Thursday Talks that comes out in the future will be coming out at 7 PM. I don't know whether it would be GMT or BST. I think we're still GMT, aren't we? So it'll be 7 PM GMT. They'll be coming out. But I've not really set like any specific guidelines with days, or I've not set any specific content guidelines, like what content I'm going to do, because I kind of feel that if you structure YouTube too much, it can get a bit boring, and I don't want it to get boring for myself or for you guys. So, you know, just know that if I've got a video coming out on that day, it will be coming out at 7 PM. It could be anything or anything or everything, I really don't know. But if there's a video coming out on that set day, it will be at 7 PM. So if it's gone past 7 PM and there's not a video out, then you'll know that there isn't a video coming out for that day. So yeah, that's what I kind of chose. I've chosen 7 PM as well because I think it's quite good at night time, in the evening, that sort of time, because I know a lot of people who watch me, you know, have got work and stuff in the day, so I think that 7 PM is quite a nice time. People settling down, maybe after their evening meal. So yeah, that's why I chose that. But anyway, enough rambling on that. So got plenty more content on the way anyway. So where are we in the chat? I just see oh, Gary says new glasses ads. No, these are exact. No, I've always had these. Although saying that, one sec, I'll just flip back onto this. It's easier for me to read the chat there. So yeah, saying that actually, I was looking at a video. I was actually watching back a video of myself the other day for editing purposes. I'm not just a weirdo who watches all my videos back, but when I was editing, I saw that like my eye, my weaker eye is my left eye, and I saw that my left eye was kind of going off a little bit, and you know, going a little bit cross-eyed, but inside my glasses, like even with my glasses on, and I've not changed my prescription in quite a while, so maybe I need to go and get that checked out and get a new prescription or something. I don't know, but it just looked a bit, you know, it looked like it was going in slightly, so I don't know, maybe that, and you know, that means that I need a new prescription or something. But I'm not a eye doctor, whatever they're called. Does anyone know the name for an eye doctor? I don't know, like the scientific or Latin name, I don't know. That's funny, that. Optician, that's it. I'm not that stupid. I know that. Yes, I got it. Yeah. Anyway, so yeah, if you have any questions, please drop them down below. We've got, who else have we got in? I don't think there's anyone else new joined. No, it looks like everyone. I didn't know Ben was on Nick's channel tonight. Should be a good chat. Yeah, definitely. I'll have to remember to check that out as well. I've not been watching the Tat Chats recently. I've not been watching like anyone's videos recently. I normally watch like Celtic Traders, Tat Chat with Zahir and Nick. I usually watch Ben's when he comes out with it. I absolutely love Ben's vlogs. I mean, the level of editing that he does on his videos, it's incredible. That, you know, all the different different shots, all the different clips that he's edited together, putting the music in it, it really is incredible. And because I edit my videos, I kind of know how much time and work that takes. So to edit, you know, his videos like he does, especially with them vlogs, is incredible. So I like watching Ben's, but as I say, I've not really been watching anyone at the moment. I mean, I've just watched Celtic Traders sales update, but I've really just not been watching any at the moment. So I need to get back to watching some people. So yeah, anyway, I'll just quickly go down, see if there's anyone else joined. Oh, yeah, I think we've got someone else in there. Original next. Bro, you could have demyelination. Get MRI. No, I don't think. If you have double vision or eye crossed, you can fix it with eye workouts, eating properly. Check out for demyelination. I don't know. I mean, I'm not trying to say that I haven't got it. You know, I've got to be open-minded and stuff. But at the same time, I think it's just probably weak prescription in me. I can't see it being anything mega serious or anything. But I don't know. Saying that, you know, my granddad had I don't know whether he has or had. Probably still has glaucoma and stuff. Actually, both grandparents have had things to do with their eyes, you know, both granddads. So yeah, I mean, it is concerning for me, but at the same time, I don't know. I'll have to just get I'll have to go to the optician and see. Right, where are we? Never watch ads on a full stomach. New viewers, you've been warned. Why have you watched me one time? Question: have you missed me? Doing it yourself lifestyle says. Not really. I didn't realise you were not there. I know that sounds really bad, but I just didn't realise you weren't there. Oh god, that sounds really bad, doesn't it? I didn't mean it to sound really bad. But no, so yeah, topic, funnily enough, we've already not stayed focused, but topic today is stay focused. That's all I've put in the title. Stay focused. Now I was gonna put in the title, stay focused on your end goal. But then I thought, yes, it's good to stay focused on your end goal, but don't let the end goal blind you from the journey, you know, because everyone says the journey is the best part, and when you reach your end goal, you always look back on the journey with fond memories, whatever that is, whether it's an exercise end goal, whether it's a personal end goal, or a family end goal, or a business end goal, whatever it is, you look back on the journey with fondness. So I didn't want to put that as the title, stay focused on the end goal, but certainly I wanted to talk about staying focused, because it's something that I don't think I've been completely focused over the last maybe month or so on the end goal that I really want. So last night actually I was buying some reference books and things like that, I was talking to Gary actually, who's in the chat now, and I was buying these books. I was buying like reference books on. I only bought a couple actually, so it's not really pointing me saying plural reference books plural, but I bought a couple anyway, and I want to learn. I want to really learn and read about the things that I'm interested in selling. So, you know, things like I've always said, I'm interested in selling antiques and metalware and pottery and things like that. And I don't think I've done myself justice completely over the last few months with just picking this stuff up. I want to learn about the story behind it. I want to learn about what the pieces are made out of. I want to learn who the artists were behind the pieces. I want to learn about the marks. I want to learn how to identify them properly. I want to get a real good, well-rounded knowledge of the items I'm eventually going to be selling, or that I am already selling. So that's what I mean when I say stay focused. And I don't mean just stay focused one day or the next day. I mean stay focused for the longer term. You know, if you have an idea, a goal that you really do want to achieve, you have to go day by day, day by day. You have to be thinking to yourself, right, how can I do little steps today to ensure that I achieve that? So this is one of those little steps that will help me achieve that bigger goal. So, you know, reading these books on occasion, looking at the marks, reading online articles or videos and stuff like that, all these little things will help me gain more knowledge, and then ultimately I can become you know, a more knowledgeable person in those things I'm selling, because I don't think I should sell loads of different things that I don't have much knowledge on. I'd rather sell things that I know I have a lot of knowledge on, and then if someone asks me about it, you know, I can tell them all the inner workings, I can tell them the back history, I can tell them a lot about those items. Things that I'm selling currently, maybe electronics, things like that, although I know the brand names and I know kind of what to look out for, I don't know about the item. Like, for example, a great person to reference is Zahir. He sells a lot of RC parts and electronics at the moment and things like that. And he's got a vast amount of knowledge on those areas because he's interested in those areas. And that is commendable, to sell things that you're interested in and that you have a lot of knowledge. And when someone messages him about, you know, a vintage electronic system or whatever it is, or an RC car, he knows exactly, he doesn't need to even really look much at the items unless it's a question specifically relating to a certain little thing that he needs to look at. But he doesn't really need to look at the item. He knows, he has that knowledge, just like anyone else. Like, obviously from Antiques Arena, Walter is very good with jewellery and stuff like that. He's very good with a lot of antiques. But there's all these different people who have their sort of areas. Ben Fitzpatrick, of course, is Lego, Playmobil, things like that. And there's all these different people have their areas. And I think that it would do me justice to learn more about that sort of side, that history, about the items, really delve deep, so that then when I'm selling them, I'm on it, I know. So I think that's what I mean by staying focused and really taking these little steps to be able to realise a bigger dream, essentially. So I will stop rambling for a second. Yeah, I know, Booth Supermarkets, didn't know they existed. I know, it was terrible, So I'm going to quickly look in the chat. I'll just scroll up. I have loads of board games. Yeah, same as me. I have tons of board games still. I honestly, I have a big wall of board games. I told you this before, but I have a big wall of board games. And no matter how many I sell, because I'm still picking a few odds and ends up, it really doesn't look like they're going down that much, you know? So I just got this complete big wall of board games. But then again, they are selling. They do sell slowly. So I must be just replenishing. So therefore, if I'm replenishing, that's not so bad because they're obviously selling. Because the wall has never actually expanded into another section. It's always just stayed on the same wall. So I suppose it's not like I'm growing my collection of board games. I'm just sort of selling them and then adding to them. So I suppose it's not too bad. But I do have a lot of board games, yeah. I think so many people who obviously watched Nick in the early days, or even just have gone back to watch his earlier videos, seem to just collect loads of board games. So, right then, I'll just go down. I've gone too far up there. Who is it? Adam, you've changed. Just having a bit of chat, I think, most people. Question. Peter Ray says, are you staying focused on all the things you do? YouTube videos, cabinet, eBay, Amazon, storage unit, or is it too much? Very, very good question, because it's something, if I'm very honest, it's something that I've been thinking of quite a lot recently. And obviously, I've talked about this in the past, spreading yourself too thin. So, what spreading yourself too thin means, obviously a lot of you will know, but it's when you're trying to juggle a lot of things. And I talked about this a little bit in my burnout video the other day. And a little plug to that video, if you haven't seen it, it'll be one of my latest videos on the channel. But I talked about, obviously, you can juggle a lot of things, and obviously if you are juggling a lot of things, sometimes that can make you burn out. And yeah, I do feel like I am juggling a lot of things, especially at the moment. I feel like I'm here, there and everywhere. I'm doing so many different things, but I think I wouldn't want, for example, I wouldn't want my YouTube to go. I will always be persistent in what I'm doing on YouTube. I'll always, at minimum, I'm going to do Thursday talks each week. I've always said that, and I would never want that to go away, because it's so much more than, even if Thursday talks got to be a major popular thing and I got loads and loads of money from it, it would still be more than the money in the sense of what it gives me. Like, the connection, just the feeling of being surrounded by people who I know, who I consider friends, who I can just talk to about what's on my mind, whether it's whether it's something that I'm battling with mentally, whether it's something, something that isn't particularly, well, I don't know what I'm trying to say, like something that's maybe not reselling related or something like that. I can kind of just let it all out, and it's nice that I have that. And that's why, even if it did become like a major thing, I would still get so much more out of it than the money I'd be making. So yeah, I would never stop that side of it. I've always talked about that. In terms of the cabinet's not so bad, because really I'm only going like once a month now, and I'm just, filling it up and stuff, so that's not too bad. I mean, if I were to take on a booth or something like that, I think I would be spreading myself too thin. The issue at the moment with Amazon for me is I'm not sending in enough stuff. So I need to be sending in more stuff to Amazon, but obviously that takes time, so I've got to think about that. Also, I've been trying out merch, as you know. I've been trying out merch by Amazon. Now, I've got my 10 designs up. I don't think I've had any sales yet, so I don't know. If anything goes, it's got to be something that is one of these kind of like things that I'm just trying out, rather than one of the solid foundations to what I've always been doing. So what I consider solid foundations are maybe eBay, Amazon and YouTube. So they're like the three big ones of what I've always done for a long time. So if anything were to go, it would be something like the cabinet, or it would be something like I wouldn't try merch out any longer, or I wouldn't, I don't know, what else did you say there? Storage unit is fine, so, you said storage unit there, but that's fine anyway. But it would be one of those things, it would be one of those things that would go rather than my core foundation of what I really enjoy doing. I would just do Amazon and eBay to a higher standard. And maybe if I did even take off, and I thought about this, maybe if I did even take off Amazon out the equation, just didn't do FBA, how much time that would give me for eBay, and could I actually earn more with eBay than Amazon? I've actually talked about that in another video. I just realised I talked about that the other week. But yeah, it's very hard to stay focused. But I think the thing with me personally at the moment is I need to stay focused on the goal that I put in place so long ago, which was, of course, to sell antiques and to learn about them and to be passionate about that side of selling, that sort of niche. So I think that has got to hold a lot of attention for me, and all these little side projects that I'm trying to do, some successfully, maybe others not successfully, I've got to limit that a little bit. I've got to have a bit of fun, because doing these little side projects is fun and it could hopefully turn out to be something good in the future. But also you've got to limit that. Now, the cabinet, of course, is exactly staying focused with my goal of selling antiques, because that is what it is. So, you know, maybe, you know, in the future, I don't know how long, I don't know whether this would happen or not, but maybe in the future something like Amazon FBA might get replaced by an antique booth, or maybe 2 antique booths, or 3, I don't know. But that might come into existence, and I might stop Amazon FBA at some point. I don't know when it will be. I don't have any intention to now, but it might come in the future. And then that income is replaced by the antique booths, which will ultimately realise my end goal and also help me stay focused on that end goal. So yeah, there's so many different things to think about, and there's so many different ways to do things, but I have got to limit these side projects I'm doing, or as I say, it will get too much. It will get too much for me. So yeah. Right, where are we? I mean, you never know. What I might do is do the booths and do Amazon FBA if I can, but then again, it's whether that's too much for me, really. Ads, who would make a better minicab driver, Chewbacca or Shevkov? I don't know who that Shevkov is. Shaykov? I don't know. I don't even know how you pronounce that, because it's Russian, but I don't think it would be Chewbacca, so I don't know. Oh no, you're trying to distract me, damn it! No, oh no. Oh god. Right, where Phoebe is in the chat. Hi there, Phoebe. Yeah, he said maybe when the weather gets... Oh, they'll be just chatting. They're just having a random chat in there. Right, let's quickly go up. Someone said... Original Next says, I need a reseller girlfriend. It's what I've been saying for like the past year. I was like, yeah, that's what I'd love. Oh, we got Sean in the chat. Hi there. I'm still around, lol, just less public. It's a good way to be honest. It can get a bit too much being in all the Facebook groups, being on YouTube. It can be quite overwhelming sometimes. SibK says, question, do you think you will be focused on Q4? Bearing in mind you may think it has changed. Not again. You're going to go back to that question every week, aren't you? That is another good point actually about this kind of staying focused. Not the changed bit. I'm not going to answer has Q4 changed. But I don't even know why that you keep saying that question. I must have been really rambly on that question when I answered it. But no, I think with Q4 really, there's the good thing about what I'm doing this year and what I did last year is I'm kind of just stockpiling stock, that sounds odd, but stockpiling stock for Q4, so my process with that is really quite good. This is why if it was Q4 all year round, I would make a killing. Although saying that, if it was Q4 all year round for everyone, we'd make a killing. But the thing is, I'm stockpiling stock for Q4, and I'm having to wait. You know, I have to wait till Q4, but the kind of a good thing about waiting is once you buy the stock, if you can get the stock for Q4, you just shove it away and then you just wait and then you just get it all out. You know, if you buy new and sealed stuff, it's easy to list. You can whack it on Amazon, scan it in, put the label on, ship it out. So that's what I'm doing with Q4 really, and that's why I'll kind of never really burn out in the sense of, you know, doing Q4 on Amazon or eBay. It's whether I choose to stick with Amazon in the longer term over doing something like, you know, multiple antique booths, and obviously if I do stick with Amazon, then that you know, I'll always do quite well in Q4 so long as I can you know, snipe stuff on eBay. You know, there's still a market for that, so long as I can still get some Lego deals and stuff, and I'll always do pretty well in Q4, and it will be a pretty easy process getting that stock for Q4 and also sending that stock up to Amazon for Q4. And if it were, as I say, if it were Q4 all year round, it would be so good because you could just you could buy just so much at like almost just like shy of retail prices, and then just send it up, and you'd just be getting like double or whatever. It'd be so cool. It'd be so cool. Like with Lego, if it was like Q4 prices right now, like all year round, there'd be so much I could pick up. on sales and stuff and everything. It would be so cool. But then again, if it was Q4 all year round, would then supermarkets and stuff, would prices increase anyway? Like, would prices be, would like supermarkets and all these retailers end up increasing prices, or would prices on Amazon not actually increase because it's Q4 all year round anyway, so therefore prices wouldn't really increase? It would just be like a nominal price for the entire year. So maybe it wouldn't be good to have Q4 all year round. I don't know, I'm reading too much into that. I'm not even going to read any more into that because that was very confusing. So anyway, has anyone got any more questions? We'll see down the old chat. Oh, jumped again. Let me just see. Oh, I saw a question there. Oh, George says, hey, question, has Q4 changed? No, we're not doing this. We're not doing this, for God's sake. Not the Q4 changed. Oh. Now, I want to actually know what number that was. That, you know that Thursday Talks episode where I said, where someone asked me that question. No, where I put the topic as that, and I just rambled on. I want to know what number that was. Oh, I could probably get it up because it's got the topic in the title, hasn't it? Oh, that's good. The problem is now I've got so many Thursday Talks episodes. I really want to go back and find the one that I was talking about cheese on toast in, but I can't. I don't even think I'd be able to find it because I'd have to go in and out of every video and then watch part of it to see if it's that one. It would take forever. Oh, I really want to find that though. It's just this is the problem with like doing YouTube and having so many videos and you keep piling on videos. Videos that were so cool just get lost in the sea of videos, and then only like the hardcore fans who have been with the channel since it started ever really understand those sort of inside jokes. But then the new people coming on don't even have a clue what it's about, so no one will know. Like, none of the new people will know about that cheese on toast thing on Thursday Talk. So that was so funny. And then what was the other one? Dinosaurs was a funny one as well, where I was just rambling about dinosaurs for about half an hour. But God, we had some fun times on Thursday Talks. Right, where are we? Oh, ads. Who do you think would win in a race, Cybermen or Daleks? Oh, that's a good one, because I thought you were going to say who would destroy each other. I'd say Daleks any day, because they pretty much did in Doomsday, although we didn't, well, they kind of did, but it didn't come to fruition. But no, I would probably say winning a race. If Daleks were flying, I would say Daleks. I would say probably Dalek. No, actually, oh, it's so hard. Like, because Cybermen, they fly upwards and they can get pretty decent speed, actually. Daleks fly horizontally and they get pretty decent speed, but actually I'd say Cybermen probably get more speed on the upward thrust. So yeah, I'd say Cybermen would win in, like, in a race if they are aerial, if they're in an aerial race. But on the ground, it's hard. I'd probably say Cybermen again, to be honest, because I just think they could probably get up a bit more speed. But I've never really seen a Dalek go on the floor more than like a few miles an hour. So I think Cybermen would probably win on all fronts in terms of if it was a race in the air and on the land or whatever. Don't know about on sea. Don't know how that would go, but yeah. I wonder if Daleks would rust in the sea. That's a funny question. Right, we'll just go down again because we've probably got even more. Oh, someone said up there. One sec. February has been mental sales more than January. If not selling loads, then selling the wrong things and need to rethink Saturday. No, well, the majority of the people I've talked to have said, well, I'd say a good, it's really weird at the moment. It's 50-50. Like, half the people I've talked to are, there's a lot of strong sellers out there who know what they're doing and are just having a rough time of it. And then there's a lot of other sellers, also that include a lot of strong sellers who are having a great time of it. And, there's a right mix of various levels of sellers who are at the moment having a real rough time of it, and at the moment are having a great time of it. It seems like a very, very, very split month, February, in the reselling community. A lot of people are saying it's going great, and a lot of people are saying it's going terribly. February, you know, if there was people, let's say there was people in December or November saying it's absolutely atrocious, I've done £10 or whatever in sales and you've got thousands of items on, then that's the kind of seller I would be a bit worried about. But it's February, even if you're a stronger seller, if you've got quite a few items on, if you're not really getting the turnover, it's understandable at this time of year. Even in like summer, you know, there's some massive big time sellers who could be struggling, you know, in summer, or could be struggling in February or, you know, March or whatever. It doesn't necessarily, slow sales doesn't necessarily correlate to how good of a seller you are. It can correlate on so many different levels. It can be general public, you know, paying off credit card bills at this time of year, or, you know, Christmas bills and stuff like that, not spending. It could be certain things. I don't know whether it's to do with, you know, politically. It could be something to do with politically, or it could be in the future or the past. You know, it really depends on, there's so many different factors every day or every month that come into play that could make people have slow sales. It doesn't necessarily correlate that that person would be a crap seller or wouldn't be a great seller. However, saying that, as I mentioned, if it's a certain time of year that usually is pretty decent for sales and you've got a lot on, and then you're not getting the sales, then yeah, definitely rethink your strategy there. Like if I had terribly poor sales in December, and I'm meaning terribly poor, then my God, I would be rethinking my strategy and thinking, what do I need to do? At this point, with a lot of people, what I'm seeing is people saying, right, we'll do some promotions and things like that. I've actually got a sale on currently, and that is a good way of trying to increase your sales a little bit. But at the moment, I'm not worried. I'm listing more. I know that other people are listing a lot more, and we're going to get through this. I really do passionately believe that it's going to be this weekend that the sales start coming back. The reason I believe that is because it's the last weekend of the month. Every time the last weekend of the month comes around, normally, well, I say every time, but normally sales do pick up because you've got payday around that time. I don't know what it is. People just seem to be a bit more relaxed, a bit more in that spending mood at the end of the month, especially with it being February as well. We've got February, March, and then we're coming into the summertime, so people are excited. They're going to be wanting to buy maybe more summer themed items and stuff like that because they're trying to get in that mood. Maybe sales of more summery clothing might start to pick up as we're in March, April. I'm not a clothing seller, so don't quote me on that, but you know, there's so many different, it's very interesting. I get a lot of enjoyment out of trying to analyze sales patterns and why sales are down at this period or why they're not. But in the grand scheme of things, you don't need to analyse it like that. The only reason I analyse it like that is because it's fun for me to do as like a little extension or a little hobby onto my reselling. However, you don't need to do that. That's just what I like doing. I think it's fun. But really what you want to be doing at this time is listing like crazy. If your sales aren't good, list like crazy and list the right things. That's the other key. If you're listing loads of slower selling items, then you've got to expect slower sales. If you're listing a lot of quicker selling items, if you're listing like vintage video game consoles that are really, really hard to get hold of, you know, like gems or whatever, or gems of video games, or, you know, real, you know, good quality stuff, you know, good vintage stuff that's quality, then you're going to get higher sales. Again, buy it now and auction comes into play, whether you're doing buy it now or auction. Obviously, on auction, you're going to get more sales if you list the same amount of stuff, most probably. However, on those auctions, you may see a lower selling price. So, there's so many different things. I could talk about this forever, I really could, but we're right in the middle at the moment. Half of us are great, half of us are doing not so great, and we've just got to pull through it as a community. We've got to help each other out, and we've got to keep going and realise that it will get better. The hard times are great because it makes you more appreciative. I don't know whether that's a word, but it makes you appreciate more the good times, and that's what you've got to see. If you've got the ability and the sort of level-headed mind in quarter 4 in December when sales are rocking and rolling to think to yourself, it's not going to be like this forever. I'm going to enjoy this time. However, I'm going to be level-headed. I'm going to ground myself, and I'm going to think to myself, you know what? In February, March, or in summer, it might not be as good. So, you know, just savor this time, appreciate it for what it is, and then when it is poor, don't worry. Just settle down, do the things that you need to do to get it back to where you need to be, and you'll have a more stable mentality. That's what it's about. I've heard a few different sellers who have been doing this a lot longer than me talk about riding the roller coaster of reselling, and don't let those highs take you up like into euphoric states, and don't let those lows take you into states of depression. Try and take it all as one, because if you draw a curve like this, let's say it's December here, and then we slowly go down to January and February. If you drew an average point on that line, it would come out quite nicely. It would come out as a nice average. So actually, if you look at the average, it's quite stable and quite nice. You know, you've done a nice figure over the entire year. But if you're looking at it like this and then looking at it like this, you're going to get, you know, very, very in a euphoric state, and then very, very depressed. But if you look at it as a nice whole, it will all feel a lot better. It will feel like a lot better job, a lot happier. You're a lot happier in your job if you think about it like that, and not riding it all up like this. Because believe me, I've done that so many times. Various times in Q4 where I've been so high, like, oh my god, I'm amazing at this. It's going amazing. I'm like one of the best sellers on earth. I feel like I've got so much power coming out my hands. I'm like a Time Lord regenerating. Honestly, I have rode the roller coaster of reselling. I have been like, boom, I've been so feeling powerful and then so feeling depressed. But now, after a few years of doing this, I'm finally thinking, no, let's just take it for what it is and hope that it all works out on average over the year. And it will do. It will do if you put the work in. So that was maybe the biggest, single most ramble I have ever done on Thursday Talks, maybe. But I think that was a pretty good one, so I think I deserve a little bit of credit for that. That was pretty cool. So yeah, we'll go in the chat and we'll see who's been having a chat in there for the last 10 minutes of that ramble. Right then, where are we? What was that? I've been watching. Where was that? I can't say. Oh, someone said. Ads. Here it is. Adam Kelsey. Ads. I've been watching you for a few months, and I still don't know what is going on. Oh, you shouldn't. Well, actually, no. You're getting it. You're actually getting it. So, Thin Fashion Plus says, oh, no, they're just talking again in the chat. It's okay, I won't read it out. You might be able to see it on the screen anyway, so, well, after the chat. Oh, no, where are we? Oh, the blooming chat's jumped again. What's it doing? Oh, got it. What is it? Oh, here we go. Sorry, it's lagging for me. I try and source new Lego now, but we'll snaffle it up at the CB at the right price. Yeah, same as me. I just source new stuff. I'm like, with Lego, I'm just like, I just like new. I just like sourcing new stuff. I get a lot of passion out of the investing in the Lego and stuff. I think it's so exciting. Right, okay, so a lot of people get a lot of passion out of doing stocks or shares or anything else, or any other type of investing. I get a lot out of doing the Lego investing and trying to figure out, oh, what exclusive minifigure is in this that will help this set, or what sets in the past could we look at to see what this set will do. I just get a lot of excitement, and I use a lot of tools. I have a couple of apps on my phone actually that help, you know, find deals and help me obviously help me spot out those diamonds in the rough, shall we say. And there's loads of different sites at the bottom of the internet that, well, actually that makes it sound a bit weird, bottom of the internet, but what I'm meaning is loads of sites that are hidden away on page 50 of Google that actually are selling like retired Lego sets still, that randomly they're maybe not sold. Now they are very, very hard to find, and normally they will only have like one of that set left in stock. But yeah, it's really cool if you can try and find those sites and try and get those diamonds in the rough, and that you know, they might be selling them for retail price still, but because they've been retired a year, they're like double or triple on Amazon, and that's really fun trying to find. And they are few and far between, but it's very interesting. So, you know, a lot of people get enjoyment out of investing in other things, but for me, the big one is Lego. I like that thrill of it, and I feel like there's a lot to Lego investing. You know, there's loads of different angles you can come at. You can loads of different. You can be a bit speculative about it. You can try and really analyze what sets have done in the past and try and map that onto the future and think, right, what will this set do? You know, you can think to yourself, is this a re-release? Is it not a re-release? What's that going to do to the price? You know, you can think about it on all different markets. So you can think about it on eBay, Amazon, all these, you know, all these different places that you might potentially sell it. And you're thinking to yourself, what's the supply? What's the demand? Again, you can look at it in supply and demand terms. It's very, very interesting. So I get a lot out of Lego investing. There's something else I'd quite like to do, and that would be invest in pottery and things like that. So there's a lot of pottery now that isn't really worth that much, right? Let's say like you've got pool pottery from like 50s, 60s, 70s. There, of course, there is a lot of valuable pieces from that time period with pool pottery, but I'm talking about the lesser valuable ones, maybe the ones that are 20 quid, 30 quid pieces. To me, if I look at a piece and I think it's and I actually fall in love with that piece, value isn't based on monetary terms, it's based on me looking at that piece and enjoying it, right? But I also think to myself, well, I bet you if I put this in a cupboard for 50 years and I kept it untouched, I bet you that'll be £100 piece, because to me, at that moment, it's worth way more than the actual market value, because on subjective terms, because I love the look of that piece. And I think, well, in 50 years time, when more and more of them have got broken, or more and more of them have maybe gone into private collections or whatever, in 50 years I bet you that market value will be more like the £100 or £120, because I can see the value there. I see it's worth a lot more than it is on subjective terms. So someone else in 2070 or whenever it is will see the same. So I look at antiques as well as kind of an investment, as well as like my Lego, but it's a different kind of investing. It's not traditional investing. It's not like stocks and shares and things like that. It's cool invest. I would call it fun vesting, and what I mean by that is fun investing. It's like you're investing in tangible items that are pretty cool, that you can like appreciate for a while, and you can actually, no, this is very funny, you can appreciate them while they appreciate in value. Oh, that is so good. But no, you can appreciate them for a while, and you can touch them and you feel them, and you've got your investment in your hands. And also, you can be subjective about it. You can really love that item. And then, in one day, you never know, it could be worth something good. And that's kind of like fun investing. But with fun investing, I would say don't put a lot into it. Because if you are doing fun investing, it is very, very speculative in one way. And it's like kind of, you're just basing it off your own subjective opinion. So it could completely fail. But it's something that I am going to do now, because I always think to myself, will I regret it when I'm old? If I don't do this now, will I regret it when I'm old? It doesn't matter whether it works out or not, whether it's a success or failure. It's whether you regret it. It's whether you don't do something, and then when you're 75 or 80 or whatever, you've regretted it. I want to do everything I can in my life, and I would encourage other people to do. If you want to do something, it's all above board and everything, then do it, you know, try and achieve that goal, because in the end, you might regret it. I won't say you definitely will regret it, because I don't know you, I don't know whether you will, but you may regret it. And I can't even think in the terms of I may regret this. If I think I have 1% of that I may regret this, I'm doing it. So then I eliminate that regret. So that's kind of how I'm trying to live my life, you know, like do everything I possibly can so that then I don't regret things when I'm old, because we've all got to think, you know, we are human at the end of the day. We don't live forever, unfortunately, so we've got to do the things while we can, and especially at my age now, anything I want to do, I've got to try and set up so that I do it at some point, because otherwise when I'm older, unfortunately, I might not have the strength to do these things. I might not have the strength if I have exercise-related goals or, you know, things like that. I might not have the strength to do them. So I've got to do things now to be able to achieve those goals, and then think, right, at the end of my life, and think, right, that's me done, I'm sorted. You know what I mean? I've done everything I need to do. So that's kind of a way over the last 6 to 12 months, certainly the last 6 months, I've been getting in that mindset of, right, will I regret this if I don't do it? And if the answer's even 1% yes, I'm doing that thing so I don't regret it. And again, I've been looking at that in my investing life, I've been looking at it in my business life, I've been looking at it YouTube, you know, personal challenges, I've been looking at that in my family life, all different aspects of my life, and I'm thinking, yes, if I do this, I'll be happy that I've done it. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm trying to adopt, and it is hard because sometimes the things you regret might be quite hard to do, you know, might be quite hard challenges, and you might not even want to do them now, but you know that if you don't do them now, you'll regret them when you're older. So you kind of have to summon up the courage to even say, look, I don't particularly want to do this now, but I've got to do this now so I don't regret it when I'm older. I mean, examples of that is going to the doctors or something like that. If you don't do it now and you develop a problem in 30 or 40 years time, then you will regret the decision not to do it, even though you didn't want to do it at the time. So yeah, I mean, that's the way you've got to try and think like that to be able to be the best you can at the end of your life, to feel like you've completed what you've wanted to achieve and you've done what you've been sent here to do, if you believe in any sort of religion, you know. So yeah, anyway, I've rambled on about that long enough. I think I think Dr. Doodle Doo's got it right. Anyway, he's definitely thrown me off topic today. I'm not focused. The topic is stay focused, and I'm not focused one bit. Oh, sorry, there was a question there. Right. I'm not answering that. Original next. What would you rather do? And you have to pick one. Punch a duck in the nose or throw a kitten in a pond. Well, since I've kind of got a cat myself, I definitely wouldn't throw a kitten in a pond. I wouldn't really want to punch a duck in the nose, but if I had to do one, and you're saying I literally have to choose one, then it would have to be the duck one, because I can't throw a kitten in a pond knowing, you know, because I've got a cat. That would be terrible. But I wouldn't really want to punch a duck in the nose, if I'm honest. I mean, it'd probably hurt my hand more than the duck, because, you know, like MacLeods and stuff, they have really tough noses, or, well, beaks, I think they're called. Are they called beaks on a duck? Because I know they are on, like, birds and stuff. But oh no, ducks are birds. Yeah, ducks are birds. Right? Okay, yeah. So it would be a beak. Oh my God! Sometimes my stupidity knows no bounds. Right then. I'm into a lot of clothing now. How many listings do you have? I am. Oh, maybe it is I'm. Dr. Doodle do put, do ducks have noses? I think it is beaks. I think they have beaks. Right, where are we? Any sales today? Oh God, it's gone. It's any sales today? Ads Peter says. I don't know. I've got an offer that I might accept for like 13 quid. I don't think I have had any sales, you know, today. I can't recall any. Sometimes I actually forget if I've had sales, like, or what'll happen is the eBay app, for some reason, like, it won't give me a notification, and then I'll go into my eBay, you know, on the app, and I'll see that I've got a sale. I'm like, I didn't see that notification, but maybe I had the notification, but I just, like, when I was unlocking my phone, I missed it or something. But no, it's been poor. It's been poor. I've been struggling to hit my £100. I think yesterday I did like 62 quid. It's been poor, you know. And the day before that was about 88. So yeah, it has. It's been poor. I mean, Amazon have not been sending anything in for the last 2 months. I have sent a shipment off this week though, so that'll be cool. But I have literally not sent anything to Amazon since before Christmas. Since up until this week. So. Yeah, Amazon just dropped off now. It did actually stay quite good for a while though. All of January Amazon was fine, but it's just February it's dropped off a little bit. So, you know, I've heard a lot of people say that even if you don't send stuff to Amazon that regularly, as long as you've got a bit of an inventory up there, it does carry on a little bit. And I do think that's true, you know, considering my experience over the last month or so. But yeah, it has been poor, I have to say. It has been very, very poor. But, I mean, I've been listing, I've been putting things on. I'm going to remain putting things on for a while. I'm going to keep going, and hopefully we'll just see what happens. It should pick up in the next few days anyway. Question, what was your highest turnover in a month last year, and your lowest month? Ups and downs are like stock market. Very true. My highest month was 7,300 in turnover, and my lowest month was April of last year, which was 2,200. So 5,100 gap. So I mean, obviously I do a lot more. You know, I'd sell a lot more toys and games. So Q4 December was obviously my highest month last year, and obviously. With selling toys and games, it ramped up like crazy. But you know, in April, it was weird. It just didn't get going for me. It really didn't get going. I would say as an average last year, maybe about 4,000 turnover a month, maybe 3,500 to 4K turnover a month, that's fine. That was better than the year before. So. All good there. I got a lot more sustainability last year. It was very stable most of the year. The only month, as I say, that was the only month that was lower than $3,000 was April, and that shocked me. You know, 2,200. But it's looking like even this month, February, I'm not going to hit that 3,000 in turnover. So you know, and bear in mind that's turnover. So if I hit 3,000 in turnover, I haven't made 3,000. I mean, take all my costs off that. So, yeah, I mean, it's not looking great for this month, but I'm a bit worried for April again this year, because it wasn't as good as I expected it to be. Well, I mean, I don't really expect much from April anyway, but you know what I mean? I didn't expect it to be that low, so you've just got to kind of take the rough with the smooth, and you can obviously tell there that was a massive, massive gap. Question, Peter Ray says, would you grow a beard? I would. I do want to grow a beard. I can grow hardly any hair though. Like I mean, on my face, I can grow hardly any hair. Don't want that to sound a bit weird, but no, I can grow like no hair. I mean, I'm doing it now. I'm clutching this invisible beard that I've got. But no, I've got like little scruffs at the end of my chin here, and little scruffs here where there's like a little tiny moustache going on. But I mean, this is taken. I mean, you can't even see this on the camera, but this is taken. There is a bit of hair here, but this has taken about 3 or 4 weeks of not shaving to grow this. So I need to have a shave, and the thing is, I need to shave more consistently so that then it actually grows. You know, it's actually growing and growing and growing, and then it can. I think it's called like stimulating the follicles or something. I don't know, but I really want to grow a beard. I want to grow like a. I don't know what style I'd like. But I just want a beard. I think they're so cool. I do, and I think I will have one for, you know, a few years in my life, and then I'll probably end up shaving it off. But I just want a little bit of a beard, really, you know, for a year or two, because it would be interesting just to have one. My dad's got a beard. He grew it out quite a lot actually the other week when it was around the time of my birthday. I think it was maybe just before. But then he ended up shaving it back a bit. But he can grow one really, really quick. It's just crazy. He just like grows it. It's insane, really. And then obviously now he's got like a little moustache and then like a little kind of scruff of a beard here. But yeah, he had for a week or two. He was growing it anyway. It was growing out. So. Yeah, but funny enough, because my granddad had a beard pretty much the same age as my dad, like, has started growing facial hair more. So it's quite odd that, because my granddad was like, I've seen pictures of my granddad when he was like 48, 49, 50, that sort of area, and he had facial hair, so it's, you know, he had big beard. So it's quite odd that, you know, around the same time, my dad's ended up doing it, you know, so it's funny, because I think he started doing it maybe a couple of years back now. So yeah, but I really want to grow one. Anyway, I think we'll leave it there in a minute because we're coming up to the hour. If anyone's got any more serious questions, I can see so many blooming questions trying to throw me off, and we're already off topic too much anyway. So if you've got any other serious questions, throw them in the chat. I will see. I'll just go up. Just quickly go up and see. No, it doesn't look like we've got any questions. I probably missed a few. There's a lot of silly ones in there that I'm not answering. We've got to have one reselling related question to end the stream. I don't think... Oh, everyone's blooming doing silly questions now. Oh, God. I'm scrolling up and there's loads of stuff. Would you have a... Yeah, they're all like silly questions. Oh, sorry doing it yourself, lads. I didn't answer your question earlier on. Oh, what was that? Something about KFC. How do you feel about the whole KFC chicken ordeal as a business model? Do you think there should be measures to stop the lack of chicken? Well, it wasn't... funnily enough, I saw this on YouTube today. It wasn't the lack of chicken. What it was a logistical nightmare between DHL, well, on DHL's part actually. They had all the chicken in this big warehouse in refrigerators, as far as I'm aware. And basically, what happened, as what I've watched the news, you know, what was on the news, was they didn't have enough vans or drivers to get them to the shops. So that was absolutely ridiculous for that to happen. But I mean, I look at it as a small business and I think, why could you not get enough drivers or enough vans or whatever? Why didn't you work out those logistics in the first place? But I'm looking at that through having a small business. You know, DHL, KFC, these are massive businesses. And you imagine all that chicken and all those delivery vans and all those lorries and drivers and all that. Imagine the logistics to try and get that all to work. It would be a lot more than you actually think. I mean, there's a lot of calculations going into that as well. Like, how many refrigerated things full of chicken can we get on one truck or one van? Therefore, how many vans can we need and all this, and then how many drivers are we going to need, and can we get this amount of drivers in time? Because obviously you need, like, you know, people with heavy goods vehicle licenses or whatever. So there is a lot of logistics that go into that. But as far as I'm aware, that was the problem. It wasn't necessarily like there was like no chicken, but it was the fact that the chicken wasn't able to get to the actual restaurants. But it's like, you know, it's just supply chain really, and it's like these companies that use JIT, which is just in time, where they'll order their products just in time for when they're finishing up with their last batch of raw materials. And the problem with JIT is, if it goes wrong, it goes badly wrong, and it messes up for millions of pounds worth of products for that company, or millions of pounds worth of sales for that company. If it all works perfectly and it's all seamless, and then the computer orders more raw materials and the vans come in and it all gets loaded up and then it loads into the machines, and then the machines produce whatever product it is with those raw materials. If it actually works, it's incredible that, you know, just in time. But if it doesn't, if there's some sort of human error that goes on, and believe me, at some point humans are going to make mistakes, so if there's any involvement on the human part and it's not done entirely by machines, there is going to be some sort of error. And then what happens is, because you get that error, it messes it all up. The supplies aren't there on time, the machines obviously then have to get powered down, and I know that a lot of machines then have to be powered down for a certain time limit, and that costs the company money, and then they have to restart them and they take so long to restart or something, and again that's costing the company time and money. And and then obviously the lack of products going out the door from the warehouse, and maybe you know, they might have a lack of sales due to that if they're wanting to move on that, if they've already got guaranteed sales but they've not got products there. the customers aren't going to pay them because they've not got the product. So it could mess everything up. So yeah, it was more like a logistical thing. But anyway, I mean, I'm not bothered. I don't go to KFC. It doesn't bother me. I mean, if they, I know the here won't like me saying this, but if they, you know, if they have a logistical nightmare and crash and burn, I'm not bothered. I'm not bothered. It'll be good for people who are eating there regularly and can't eat there again, because maybe they might not eat at fast food restaurants as much. I mean, I'm quite a healthy person. I don't believe in fast food that much. You know, it's okay for a treat and stuff, I get that. But what we're doing as a nation, and again over in America this is happening, and many other countries, we're becoming obese because we are having more of these fast food companies are starting up. More produce in supermarkets is becoming processed, and things that are getting added to them and all this sort of stuff. And I just don't particularly agree with that. Although I shop at supermarkets and stuff, if I could, if it was you know, more viable, and I might do this if I get my own place and I can afford to, I would be shopping at local butchers. I'd be shopping at local fruit and veg you know, shops and things like that, because I just believe that that is maybe a slightly more healthier way of life, especially if the fruit and veg is grown very locally. There's not been much added to it and stuff like that, although it is very, very hard to even get that these days. You know, even local sources, there could be things added to them, or, you know, chemicals and stuff. So yeah, it is hard these days to actually live a clean, healthy life. But I'm not going to go into that too much, because I could ramble on that for about 3 hours. So yeah, I'll leave it there, guys. If you did enjoy the video, please do give it a good like, a big like even, not a good like, but a good like, a big like, and I will see you tomorrow in a video, probably, it should be uploaded 7 o'clock, as I mentioned at the start of the video. Yeah, and I'll see you for that one, and that will be like a cool outside thrifting kind of video. So yeah, be sure to tune in for that, and I will see you in the next one, guys. So thank you everyone for joining me in the chat as well. So I'll see you very soon.